All right, testing one, two, three, testing one, two, three. So we are getting ready to have a conversation with some people that I haven't talked to in over 10 years. And so had a chance to catch up with them on by surprise on yesterday. Immediately told them about me introducing them to you guys, our superstars out in the community. This is the Chicago connection, so primarily Chicago, but as with anything we do, if you have family and friends that to who you're about to hear from. Now, we're going to be talking about several things, but before they get on, I just want to give you guys kind of an update on a few things. So, this is the training month. April is really the training month in order for us to put Black violence that's unfortunately coming every summer. So, 4th of July weekend is typically the most dangerous weekend for Black America, and we lose a lot of our people. So, Memorial Day weekend is the first of the two deadliest holidays, and that's literally like 41 days away before we get to Memorial Day weekend. What needs to happen, and I want to make this clear to us, what needs to happen is we have to get agreement. We have to have Black agreement. I can't emphasize enough Black agreement. And this is agreement not in lip service, but in execution. So we have to have Black agreement in execution of 1,000 Black people pulling together money. 1,000 Black people pulling together money. And this is why this is critical. Grants, cool beans. If you into grants, do you. You into fundraisers, cool, do you. Whatever you're into. But the idea of Black people finding a way to get past all of our differences and agree to pull together our own money is the game changer. Can't say that enough. Black people agreeing, despite we think it's all about education, we think it's all about safety, we think it's all about senior citizens, we think it's all about youth, finding a way to sideline what our conviction is and saying, for the sake of the bigger group, we're going to pool our money together so that we can walk and chew gum at the same time. This is what needs to happen every year. It's always the same. Before Memorial Day weekend, can we get 1,000 Black people to get in agreement? That's what it always boils down to. So we're going to show how that goes by 41 days from now. And if we get to the 1,000, now we change the narrative and we can go to scale. We can't change the narrative and we can't go to scale without showing that we can get an agreement. That is critical, that we can show that we've gotten an agreement in execution, not in lip service. A lot of people go to church on Sunday, and at the end of the day, that's not pulling or changing the game. When they go to church, some of them are doing things that you would think they shouldn't have went to church to do. So when we talk about just getting 1,000 people together, it's not church. It's not church in a negative sense, not the positive people that go to church that's helping, but those who go to church and you can't tell. I put it to you that way. So I don't want people to conflate. Man, we get 1,000 people at church. That's different because despite having 1,000 people at church, we still had this bloody shooting and killing in our neighborhoods. So what I'm talking about is how we rectify that, because 1,000 people in agreement coinciding with the block by block is how we're gonna move this needle differently. So anyway, we got 41 days, I believe it is, 1,000 people. That boils down to 4 groups. We got to have 4 groups of 250 people. That's our 1,000. This is just the starters, Black people. This is just the starters. We got to start somewhere. 4 groups of 250 people. That's what it looks like. That's how we know we're on our way. And what we're going to ask them to do is we're going to ask them to just pull $1 together for now. Just $1. Because, and they say account is in your name, that's the verification to make sure that you are not a robot, so, or a bot. And so this is what we're saying. In order for us to stop the violence in our communities, which is all about our habits, our schedule, and our network, we have to agree to change our narrative of what we won't do, what we can't do, and to what we have done, which is getting 1,000 people to get in agreement and execute. And so that's what this whole thing is about. Every year before the most deadliest holidays come up, it's always about, will this be the year that we get 1,000 people to move in coordination? That's the biggest thing. 1,000 people to move in coordination, and that's what we're gonna work on. And hopefully, we're gonna get there this year because our children deserve it. We deserve to not have to live in this fear that we're living in, and we have a structure that's gonna allow us to turn things around. All right, so I'm gonna stop it here. My guest in a minute, and I'm gonna introduce them. But I just want to walk away with this preview about the 1,000 people campaign, and this is gonna eventually be in all 20 cities that we're in. But right now, we just need to get 1,000 people anywhere. So just know that that's gonna be the push, and I'm gonna be right back in 1 minute so that we can introduce our.
Oh, there I am.
Hey, what's going on there, Pastor?
What's going on, Doc?
Oh, you already know we press forward. That's what we do. Every day we just press forward.
That's it. That's it. We pressing forward, man.
Yep. There you are. I was about to say, I know you're gonna put a picture up. I think we gotta see you.
Oh, of course. My picture up there, me, I'm up here. I'm just getting out of Bible study.
Excellent.
Yeah, so it's me and you. What time they getting on?
No. This is an interview. Where Ricky at?
What? She's supposed to be getting on. Where's she at?
Yeah. It's gonna be us. I got this slate for me to go through with you, and you guys answer all the questions I have. It's recorded, so they told you we're on live now, and that's gonna allow me to also circulate it with Jade and some of the other people. So, okay. Yeah, we gonna go through what we talked about earlier today. I got my notes here, so.
Oh, okay. Hold on, let me call Rick.
Now, yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Yeah, because I know I texted. So while Pastor's doing that, you guys, I just want to reiterate what I said earlier today, that I have these two superstars I hadn't spoken to in a long time, and I'm going to bring them on so you guys can learn firsthand what they've been doing since over 10 years now. And what you're going to find essentially is that these are Black people who love Black people. And anytime we got Black people that love Black people, we should support Black people that does that, because that's what it really boils down to. Is so much disdain for the Black people that when you got people that love us, we should love back on them. Now, 60653 zip code is Bronzeville. This video is going to go out globally, but we want to make sure that anyone that have relationships around Dunbar, 60616 zip code, 60653 zip code in particular, that you send this video to them, you let them hear firsthand. And I'm vouching that I can tell you right now that they've been in this fight for a long time by people. And so I want you to send that to them. I don't care where they at right now in the country. Get that to them so that they can see, because I think this date is coming up real soon that she's going to talk about. All right. How we looking at, Pastor?
Good.
You still on mute?
I took it off. I'm off. I'm off. Yeah, we're looking. We're looking.
Did Ricky say she getting on?
She's on. She's on. Ricky, unmute yourself, Ricky. You got your camera on, Ricky? I don't think she has her camera on. Let me see if we put the full. Oh, there she is. Go, Ricky.
All right, I just asked her to unmute. Okay, wonderful. All right, good. So I've been prepping, so I already told people why you guys matter. So I want to kick this thing off and just say that first and foremost, thank you for standing in the gap, doing what you guys have been doing for a very long time. I want you guys to just introduce yourselves, and I've already told everyone how I feel about you guys. So who want to go first, Ricky or Pastor? You want to go first?
I mean, I can go first. My name is Pastor Krista Nichols Austin. I am an activist. I have been fighting for our children since the school closings. My son attended Price Elementary. I have definitely been so busy fighting to ensure that Black children have a world-class education, fight for equity and inclusion. We've been at Dunbar. So for the last, I'd say 7.5 years, fighting to keep the union from taking over Dunbar. Dunbar is my alma mater. I'm the class of 1982. And
there you go. There you go.
Yeah, I'm the class of 1982. And I have been doing so many things to try to enhance the educational opportunities of our children. So, but we'll go over that a little bit later, but that's who I am.
Now, Pastor, how many children you have?
Oh, I have 4 children. They're all grown now, and I'm still out here in the fight. You know, I was
That's right.
on the local school council when my sons went to Dunbar. And like I said, when my youngest went to Price, then fighting, being a lobbyist, going down to Springfield, fighting, you know, about the school closing and the moratorium on school closing, went to the Department of Education with COCO, Kenwood Oakland Community Organization, as a parent leader, to fight, you know, when they closed Price in about 50-some schools. So in totality, they closed almost 150 schools in Chicago in the Black community, which is unheard of. Who does that? You can't make this stuff up. You know what I'm saying? You can't make it up. It's like the attack on the Black community is just atrocious in what they have done to us as a people and our children, and denying them proper access to education.
So we go come back to, I just wanted them to know you first and foremost. You're a mother, so you've done your mothering and you still out there fighting. So I just wanted them to know you as a person first. So Superstar Ricky, are you there?
Yeah. How are you?
Well, actually, Pastor Austin, can you introduce Ricky and tell us what's y'all connection, y'all relationship?
Well, you know, Ricky Jones is my sister. We met, about 14 years ago?
Yeah.
Probably longer than that. We met, she was my neighbor. I had been seeing her going in and out, right? And I just would speak to her. And finally, she invited myself and my sister, Sherry. You remember Sherry Nichols Sweat? She invited us to a Cook County Democratic Women function. And then we've been friends ever since. And I asked her at that particular time, we joined Cook County Democratic Women. And I told her, I said, listen, I'm out here fighting for our kids. It's the school closings, and I need you to come on board. And so Ricky has been fighting with me. That was a part of the Cook County Democratic Women's agenda, fight for Black excellence and educational opportunities for our kids. And so she is a dynamic sister, right? She's been working.
Uh-oh, your phone breaking up.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me now?
Yeah, it broke up. I can hear you now. All right. We used to be able to hear you, not anymore.
Okay, so she, what did you hear? What did you hear last?
She's dynamic.
What did you hear last? Okay, let me see. Let me go back a little bit. Oh, okay, she is that. This is my sister. She has been doing this since she was 16. Do you mind if I tell them how old you are, Rick?
No, I don't. I tell everybody. I don't mind.
Okay, she's 73 now. So, you know, sister been out here fighting in the community since she was 16. She worked with Operation Breadbasket. And she's just been doing great since what? When did you start at Operation Breadbasket? You got to tell me that.
In 1964 or 5, something like that.
Right. Okay. So now you know she's been out here a long time. She's been endorsing. She's been endorsing candidates for office. And she's the president of Cook County Democratic Women. And we are also with Win with Black Women, organization that made sure that we had the first Black woman vice president. We also campaigned with Senator Dick Durbin under her leadership to get the first Black justice on the Supreme Court, Ketanji Brown Jackson. So we've been out here just trying to make sure that our people get what they deserve. And it's been a fight. That's why she's still out here. And sometimes she gets tired, but she can't give up because I won't let her. Right. We definitely are looking for the support on tomorrow, because all the things that we're trying to make sure happen for our kids over there at Dunbar High School.
Well, hold up, Pastor. Let her speak. Then I want you to announce what's coming up, so then I can add my 2 cents to it. All right. So, Superstar Ricky, do you mind telling us what Pastor didn't fill us in on about you already?
Well, I've been out here working to make sure that our people have access to excellent in everything, especially in education for our young people. I taught school for years for Chicago Public School. I also worked with city colleges. I was a director of community relations. That was the actually last job I had. I ended up leaving that job because I wouldn't sell out the Black chancellor to Daley. Even when I was teaching at Chicago Public Schools, I was teach during the day, and we'd be in front of the mayor picketing for CPS at night. So it's been a fight. So Reverend Austin asked me to come over there to Dunbar. I came over to help her at Dunbar. We've been fighting because the same union who basically didn't want our kids to go to Washburn, and the reason why Dunbar exists is the same union now who wants to take the school over. I've been out here fighting. Now more. I fight locally. Involved with the state. Working with leaders like Welton. And all these other leaders. But at this point, I feel that our next big duty is going to have to be to make sure that our leaders work for us, and the way we would be able to make sure that they work for us is to be able to support them, so they don't need to depend on the unions, and they depend on our enemies to support them. That's how they live, and we got to work on that. So that's my thing, and also, we're now very involved locally. We will be involved with the convention with Mignon Moore, who's the chair, a young woman who's the chair. I worked with her in '87 with Harold Washington. She was here. I had her working with the youth. So I've been working on all levels for a while.
Well, we in the interest of full disclosure, we're gonna have a side conversation when we talk about the politics, Democrat, Republican stuff. But I wanted to make sure that people know that you guys have something coming up that they need to know about. So please indulge us. What's coming up? What's going on?
All right. So tomorrow tomorrow, there's a citywide local school council election. So today was the grammar schools. Tomorrow will be the high schools. And so it's just like a regular election, but it will be at each individual school. And so we will be running for the community rep. Ricky Jones and Reverend Austin will be running tomorrow. Polls open, I believe, at 6 a.m. to 7 p.m., right? We do have one opponent. But we don't worry about that. Our number is 26 and 28. Okay. Punch number 26 and number 28. Yeah. 26
now, just educate our people. The local school council is made up of, and what's the purpose?
Okay, so the local school council, and then I'll let Ricky piggyback on this. It's made up of 6 parents, 2 teachers, or non-teacher rep, 3 students, 2 community. So I'll say that again. 2 teachers, 1 non-teaching staff, 3 students, and 2 community. So you can only vote for 2 community. There's 3 people running for community, and we need individuals in our zip code in our area to come and vote for Ricky Jones and I. They can only choose at Dunbar, 3000 South King Drive. Go ahead.
Now, are you guys already in this position now? Like, walk us through that. You guys.
So we are already
doing it?
Yeah, we're running for re-election of the community reps for Dunbar. And as a matter
what
of
would
fact,
you say? Mm-hmm.
Oh, and as a matter of fact, I just wanted to let them know that they don't, how could I say this? You don't just have to vote at Dunbar. Whatever area that if you're in the voting area, you can vote for every school that is in that attendance area.
Okay.
Okay, so you can have a voice at whatever grammar. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Well, high school for tomorrow because grammar was today, right?
Yeah, grammar school for today. High schools are tomorrow. So if you haven't voted for the grammar schools, then you missed that.
Okay. And this is new. Is this new or this not new? This process?
No, it's been going on for years. I actually worked with James.
Absolutely, because the grammar schools were today. So high schools are tomorrow. The high school, the grammar school. Exactly. Go ahead, Ricky.
So I actually worked with James.
Ricky, we didn't hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay, so I worked with James Dean for years. In his office, we worked to develop the local school councils. And I've been on the local school council since they started. I was a teacher rep at Grant Grammar School on the west side in Rockwell Gardens, which they've torn down now. And then I went from Grant School. I was also one at the last school I worked with, which was Joyce Kilmer on the north side, and I was on that one for 20-something. I was at Joyce Kilmer for 20-something years, and I was on their local school. And then I became a community rep at Dunbar because at first I was going to the meetings with Reverend Austin, and then I ended up getting on the LSC with her and Deacon Austin, and so we've been fighting ever since at Dunbar.
So what would you say to your critics that say you've been on here a long time? What like tell them what you've accomplished by being involved since the inception, pretty much.
Okay. Well, basically, go ahead.
Oh no, you can tell them.
Go ahead.
Now I think Pastor, your connection coming and going. Well,
is it coming and going? Can you hear me now?
You might need to come out and then come back on.
Wow. Can you hear me?
No, or if you just kill your camera. Yeah, we can hear you. If you kill your camera, and then we can see if we can hear you, because they see your face already. Maybe it's taking up a lot of the usage with seeing your camera. Now go ahead and speak. Let's see if it's.
Yeah, yes. We can hear you.
Is it better?
Yes.
Okay.
Much better.
Okay. Haha. Okay. So what we've been doing, first of all, let me explain something. I have been volunteering at Dunbar for over 18 years. That's because that is my alma mater. And I am a musician, a recording artist, and I've worked with my sister, Sherry Nichols Sweat, who taught Jennifer Hudson, which is my little cousin, and a plethora of other young musicians. Jennifer Jones, she was just on, I believe, Fox 32. She was just talking about how Sherry Nichols Sweat, trained her as well. And so I just believe in investing in children. I volunteer my time. Yeah. I've been doing that because I love music and I love children, and I want to be able to see them prosper and do well. And to say, I must say that Ricky and I have done great things, and it takes time. That's just like if you become a congressman or congresswoman, or, you start out, you need a little time to get things up and going. And so for 7.5 years, though, I have been serving on local school council, and we have gotten some great things accomplished for our kids. And we want to continue to do that. We've brought in the aviation program. We have 3 young Black pilots. We'll talk about that a little bit later, because we have to fight. We're fighting to stay on, because we got to fight to bring the program back. It was there for 3 years, but CPS shut it down. Now you ask me, why would that be? Okay, you got this type of program that'll help our young African-American children, whether they're female or male, to become pilots, mechanics, to work on aircraft. Then we brought in the trade program through our architectural drafting teacher. And we've made great gains with Pepper Construction, Brown and Moman. We've partnered with Brown and Moman, which is also, thank God, a graduate of Dunbar, who's building the Obama Library. So these are connections that we've made, external partnerships that we want to continue to bring into the building and keep that relationship going. We have Pepper Construction, we have Bear Paint. We've partnered with IIT Technical Institute for our kids to have a summer program there. So these are a lot of the things that we're doing. We want to expand those things, and we want to bring more to our kids to ensure that they have post-secondary opportunities upon graduation and be certified in one of these areas in the trades, building trades. And so that's where we are. This is why we
also
fighting to be
ComEd.
Yeah, ComEd. Yeah, STEM program. We have the solar lights out there in front of Dunbar. That is another project that we worked on. And we brought in Larry Barber's College, and this is some things that we need to be reelected so we can make sure that these things follow through. Right? We've been trying to get it up and running, and we know, if we don't, fight hard to get back on, it might fall by the wayside, right? Because we know a lot of our young men would love to come to Dunbar and get their certification in barbering, when they can, graduate, have their certification, and go straight into the workplace with Larry's Barber College. And so we're at that point where we still have to try to see what we can do, because we have been fighting to bring this to Dunbar for the last 2.5 years. Right.
Now, what would you say? But what would you say? Because when you look at the state of the public school system as a whole, closing schools in Black neighborhoods now to try to open them for other people, what would you speak to the people that might be parents that might say, I'm on your side because you're gonna be against that type of disregard for Black people compared to other people? Can you guys speak to that? Because I think that's a hot button issue for a lot of Black people in Chicago.
You want to say something?
Yeah, I think it's very important that parents support people that's going to support their schools, and it's very important that you have people in place in these local school councils that'll make these schools great. Dunbar was a great up and coming. It was always a great school years ago, and it kind of went down. But lately, it was on a turnaround. And what did they do when they saw a turnaround? They got rid of the principal who was in charge of making sure that this happened, an African American man, and the lady who happened to be Reverend Austin's sister, who was the person that what do you call it, Reverend Austin, the marketing person who was bringing kids from all, from schools, what do you call those schools? The
magnet schools and
magnet
different
schools and all of that.
Just
bringing
yeah,
all those kind of kids over to Dunbar, and they couldn't have that because they need Dunbar to close so they can give it to the Hispanics and the whites and everybody but us. It's like when we get something, it's like they feel we don't deserve it and they take it. And they do that because we stand by and allow them to do it. And we're over there fighting. We shouldn't be over there fighting by ourselves to save a school that a Black woman gave up her money for. She was a teacher, so she didn't have a lot of money, but she gave the money to for the ground of building. And then a Black architecture designer and a Black tradesman built it for our kids, and it's a beautiful school. And there's, like Reverend Austin says all the time, there's no school like that anywhere, even now. I was actually at Kenwood today, subbing, and the school at the Kenwood is nothing. It's nice and it's beautiful, but it's nothing like Dunbar. They just don't feel our kids deserve that. And, they don't feel that our kids deserve a school that will help them be independent, because all kids are not going to college. And even if you go to college, I know kids that, like Dunbar, they have auto mechanics shop. They can fix cars while they're in college, or like Reverend Nelson said, do hair while they're in college, and have actual licenses to do it. So, plumbing and all that kind of stuff can be done, and they can go to college. So it's college and it's career and or college.
Right.
That's what Dunbar is. And again, all kids are not in college, and some of these kids come out of college with degrees and then have to work in McDonald's because there's no jobs for them. But there are jobs in the trade, so
And and I just piggyback on what Ricky was saying. It is very disheartening. That's why I never say Black and brown, because they never say brown and Black. And everything that we should be getting, they're getting, because we're sitting up there saying Black and. Do they understand and means plus or together? And so I'm very pro-Black. I'm about our children being successful, because they are seeing about their children. They are concerned about their children. And that's in every other cultural community in the city of Chicago. And I don't understand why, people say, oh, well, some people say, oh, well, they're just children. Okay, that's fine. I'm not saying they're not. But when you look at their communities and their neighborhoods, they got new schools. They had all of these resources for their children.
Remember HDO? Yeah, the Hispanic Democratic Organization, a long time ago. All of that. And I just want to validate for everyone watching. You guys know what I say. There's a global anti-Black conspiracy, and it's been going on for a long time. This is further proof from two independent people saying the same thing when it comes to local Chicago. And please know this, that the world, especially our people in our community that say they partners with us, but they are benefiting just like the Chinatown, just like the Greek town, just like the Little Italy, but do not talk about Black. Do not bring the Black coming together up, because that means that we're going to stop letting everyone exploit us. So I'm validating what these queens are saying, and we can't be afraid to say it. Like, what type of human being don't want you to do for self?
Exactly. And this was very disturbing, and this is why we need everyone to come out and vote for us to ensure that we get back on the council, because we're fighting Pedro Martinez. because he has definitely, first of all, when he first had taken over CPS, he came to Dunbar. And Mr. Morrow, the principal, walked him around to all of our shops and all of the external partnership things that we were doing with the aviation program. Dunbar has the only flights FAA approved flight simulator inside of Dunbar that children can come and be in that program and log their time to go towards their certification to take the test to become a pilot. Do you know that when they got rid of him, they put in, and this is what upsets me more than anything, because they can't do us unless they use us against us. So they had 2 Black women, retired principals, that came in Dunbar and shut our aviation program down. All of our equipment is still there and it's ready to move forward. So at the end of the day, he shut down that, and they're trying to stop. They put our children out of the plumbing room. Our architectural design construction program that the local school council voted for, to work with our architecture drafting teacher, which is a brother, Mr. Reynolds, have been working with our children in the plumbing room because the plumbing teacher retired. And when we tried to hire a plumbing teacher, downtown sent us through hell and high water, blocked that, right? So at the end of the day, our kids have been working on building a kitchen. They had done the plumbing, they had done the electrical, right? And they were gonna be drywalling and painting. They blocked us out. And so we're fighting very hard to ensure that our kids can get back in that room in Dunbar, because this is their school. Yeah. And let me tell you, they have Hispanics coming in Dunbar to this after school program. And, you know, you already know what they're trying to do.
You know, I would say this, God don't like ugly. And when you know that there's a people who's been beat down their whole time here, and then you come and take advantage of an opportunity, knowing that that opportunity is there because someone got their foot on the neck of somebody else, that says something about you. And that's why I really get disheartened when I see people say, well, the area wasn't no one in these houses. Well, it's the reason they weren't in there. Something happened to them while they're not in these houses no more. So if you don't care about what happened to the people, that says more about you than anything else. So I thank God for that. You guys are pushing back against this just total ignorance of Black people. And I want to make sure everyone know that you guys have been fighting it. So you get it back in there. What are you going to do? You're going to do what you've been doing. Anything else you guys want to share to people before we go?
Just that they need to come out and ask anybody in those areas to come out. We definitely need their vote, because they are trying to knock one of us off of the, and that's how they do it, a little at a time. You know, they scrape away and make it hard for you to do what you got to do. So we really need support, because we basically have been kind of fighting by ourselves, with, you know, a couple of the parents working with us, but for the most part, it's been us and the teachers, and one of the teachers, Mr. Reynolds, yeah, want him, and then, you know, a couple of the parents, but they scared off some of the parents, and they scared off one of the teachers. So you have to have thick skin to be able to do this, and so. But we really would love to show the board that our community is tired of being walked all over by having people come out and support us.
Well, what's going to happen next, just so you guys know, so this here is being recorded on YouTube, so it's going to be that I send you guys the link, and then this is going to go out to the key people. This is going to go out to the key people. That's why I wanted to get you guys' faces on here, then they hear your spirit, hear your voice, tap into your spirit, so that they can go out and make that change tomorrow. So thank you for your time. I look forward to working with you guys this summer. I'm gonna be over there where you guys are, so we can do some major stuff in the city to make it safer for this coming summer. Any closing remarks?
Yeah, for me, I just would like to say, push 26 and 28 on the slate. We need your support. Right. We need your support because we're fighting the good fight of faith for our people. God is on our side, and God is doing a new thing, and he's raising his people up. And so we want you all to come out, bring some people with you. If you can bring 2 or 3 people with you, pile up in the car, whatever, come down to 3000 South King Drive and vote for Krista Austin and Ricky Jones. Because this gentleman that they got to run, I don't even know his name. I don't want to know his name, right? He's from Baltimore. He's from Baltimore, Maryland. Okay, what does he know about the city of Chicago? What is that? I am born and raised in Chicago and been fighting. I'm a product of the Chicago Public Schools. And we just want to make sure that our
Now, you made your case, and I think people are going to feed off of the fact that you not only graduated from there, your alumni, but you went back and helped. So I think that's going to stand on its own with our people. That, even if you didn't tell them he was an outsider, the fact that you've been that committed, Sister Ricky as well, that's going to be it to me.
Now, let me look for true disclosure. I didn't go to Chicago Public Schools, but I've been fighting Dunbar because it's important to our community.
Fighting for Dunbar, yeah.
I got you. Yeah, I didn't insinuate that, but I'm just saying you've been in the good fight and fighting for Black people as a whole, not just on education. Excellent. How do people reach you guys if they need to reach you?
They can call me at 708-262-1577, 708-262-1577.
Yeah.
And you can reach me at 773-592-7751. That's 773-592-7751.
Reverend, you sound like you want to sing us out of here. You about to sing a tune? I'm messing with you, but no, I hear it in your voice though. I thank y'all again, and Godspeed, and we go get together soon.
All right. Yes, God bless you. Thank you so much.